Hello from the south of France. I am back here again, as you know from the video, and it is very nice. This is the perfect weather for someone like me, who is very British and cannot handle heat. So the temperature is between 22 and 30 degrees. At night it's very chilly and cool, and in the morning it's warm but not scorching hot. Right now I am driving with the top up with the air conditioning, but once I get onto the main road I will open the roof because it's very pleasant. I've got my sunscreen and everything, so it should be fine. Since I'm in the countryside, if I open the roof in the side streets, the dust as you slow down gets into the car. What's very interesting about the south of France is that the country lanes have a speed limit of 70 or 80 kilometers an hour, but everyone is doing like 100, 120, if not more. And if you're slowing down doing the speed limit, you're actually causing a traffic jam. The roads are very smooth and there's plenty of space, so people are just going nuts. And it's the locals, not the tourists. It's usually the tourists who slow and causing a traffic jam. So the first 2 days that I was here, I was driving, sticking to the speed limit, and then everyone was overtaking me on those small country roads, and I thought, this is dangerous. I should just stick behind a Frenchman and go with the speed. And that's what I've been doing, and no complaints anymore from anyone. So yeah, a little bit of a French countryside fact. Otherwise, this has been a very stressful but also relaxing trip. As I mentioned, I wanted to get away from London and from my everyday life because I was stressed, and it was nice to come down to the south of France. Well, I started off with Germany, Switzerland, and then came to the south of France. Now, as you can see, I'm on the main country road and I have to go fast because if I don't, the cars behind me will start moaning. I'm now behind a Frenchman who's doing 120 in a 80 zone, and it's a Renault Clio. It's not a sports car. Hats off to the French for that. Yeah, so I went to Germany and then spent a couple of days in Switzerland, and then came down to the south of France. I think I'm going to spend a whole week here and then head back to London, back to the grind mill. But on that note of hating London, I want to move to Switzerland because of the central location, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos. It's so centrally located geographically in Europe that it's really easy to travel around, go anywhere, and it's close to the Alps. The countryside is beautiful. I don't want to live in a big city. So that's the plan. I put my house on the market in London. So this is like a serious thing that I want to pursue. If anyone lives in Switzerland and has any ideas for jobs for someone like me, please let me know. Or if you know any headhunters, people who find people like me, then please also let me know, because I'm very keen to move as soon as I can. 2022 will be hopefully the year of change for Ethan. I've been talking about it for the last 3-4 years and keep going around in circles and then can't make a decision, slow down with life and ambitions and desires, and then think, oh, I'm not sure, what should I do, blah blah blah. So now I'm gonna take the plunge, as we say it in English. So today is my birthday and I'm in the south of France on my own, which is fine, but I thought I should treat myself and do something nice. I have to say I keep treating myself a lot, so I don't actually deserve anything, but why not? First of all, let's get some sunshine. This windstop makes such a big difference. It really stops the buffeting of the wind hitting your back and your hair and blowing it up. So now I'm doing 80 kilometers an hour and peaceful and quiet, no wind buffeting or of any kind. Maybe I should open the roof while I'm in Monaco rather than here, because on the motorway I will completely get burned by the sunshine. I stopped even though I can do it while I'm driving, and that's because I don't want to annoy the people behind me who want to go very fast, and since I can only open the roof up to 50 kilometers an hour. Right, onwards and upwards. So the sat-nav in this car is pretty good. Even though the maps are not really constantly updated for some reason, because the Range Rover sends an update every month with the latest maps, whereas the Porsche maps haven't been updated for almost 2 years, I think. So it's a bit of a pain when you're driving around and the car thinks you're in the sea or you're in the countryside when you're actually on a motorway. So it's just bizarre. Sometimes it doesn't know that there is a new roundabout that's been built. But otherwise, it's fine. And the fact that it's integrated into the car really helps. But otherwise, I use Apple Maps with Apple CarPlay or Google Maps or Waze or whatever.
Crazy shit I did tonight. Doch dafür, dass es nichts bedeutet, wir blicken zu.
Nicely tucked away in its own parking space in Monaco car park. Monaco has very tight parking spaces, but the good thing is sometimes you find these individual parking spaces which are amazing, like the one I just found. So your car is tucked away quietly on its own, and then you come across something like this. We have 2 of these beauties, just like that.